All right, I know I haven't had a lot of good news. This is good news. I'm happy to tell this story. There's a 16-year-old, she just pocketed $50,000, which is 16. I'm gonna tell you, that's a lot of money. She had an award-winning discovery in the brains of people who died by suicide. Already, this 16-year-old is so much smarter than I am. And I'm not a dumb person, but she wins. Her name is Natasha Kulviwat. And if I'm saying that wrong, boy, am I sorry. I really want to get it right. I'm going to put her picture over here. She's beaming with pride, which is amazing. I love to see that too. She's 16-year-old. She's a high school student, and she has a passion for studying suicide prevention. And while we're talking about it, if you or anyone you know need help, call 988. Do it now. It doesn't hurt anything. They'll talk to you. They'll get you the help you need. 988. I can't stress it enough. I know there's veterans watching because I'm a veteran. We lose veterans every single day. If you're struggling, call 988. Please. Back to the story. Natasha Kulviwat is no ordinary high schooler. Starting last August, she spent 6 months in a lab at Columbia University studying the brain tissues of people who died by suicide. And her research investigated if any biomarkers, she's looking for anything, physical, measurable substances in the brain, that they might help predict someone could commit suicide. Now, obviously, she's just trying to save people. And ultimately, her work won her the Gordon E. Moore Award for positive outcomes for future generations and $50,000 worth of college expenses at Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair. That's an international competition for pre-college students, and it's organized by the Society for Science. And what she found differences in the brains of 10 people who died by suicide compared to the control group, 10 people who died of other causes. The brains of those who died by suicide, which were donated for study by their next of kin, they contained higher numbers of inflammatory cytokines. I don't even know what a cytokine is, but she does, and she found more of them. And so cytokines, they create inflammation as a normal part of your immune system's response to pathogens. But your body can also release them when there is no threat, okay, during chronic stress, for example, and that can cause excessive inflammation. Too much inflammation in the body over time can have a lot of negative effects. It's implicated in conditions like heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disease. And in this case, her research suggests that inflammation affected a specific protein in the brain known as claudin-5. Claudin-5 is usually found in cells that make up the blood-brain barrier, playing an important role in regulating what substances can pass from the blood into the brain cells. But Kulviwat found something different. She found elevated levels of claudin-5 in other parts of the brain, in the neurons, microvessels of those who died by suicide, indicating that there was a breakdown of this blood-brain barrier. That means foreign agents in the blood can now get into functional areas of the brain, which can be neurotoxic. That means foreign agents in the blood can now get into the functional areas of the brain. That can be neurotoxic, is what she said. And that also would tell you that higher levels of claudin-5 in the brain might just be a marker to help you know somebody's at risk for suicide. Oh my God, I hope she's right, because I hope that we're onto something to help these folks. All right, my family's been affected by suicide. Many people watching can relate. And even if you haven't been affected, I know it's not hard for you to picture how emotional and traumatic this can be. So again, if anyone's struggling out there, call 988. I was in the Navy. I'm a submarine veteran. On submarines, we didn't have like a doctor. There just wasn't room. There just wasn't a way to do it. So what you would have is the equivalent of like a nurse. They would be our ship's doc. Now this doc was a good friend of mine. Okay, and he did take his own life probably 5 years ago now. And I got to tell you, if she can help prevent other people from losing their friends like I did, my God, she's amazing. 988 if you need help. Don't be scared to call him.